Now let's get the inside track on micro-insurance, a growing business around the world that provides protection to those who are on low incomes.
Yeah, micro-insurance can be used to safeguard against a wide range of events, including things like a loss of belongings, of course, livestock or personal accidents.
One estimate by Swiss Re says the 4 billion people around the world could benefit from micro-insurance. That means, for example, paying a small premium of 60 cents a month on a rolling basis for accident or life insurance.
Well, the potential payout from that could be about $1,000 if the insured person lost their life. Now, it's often provided through mobile phones rather than traditional insurance agents.
Now, the BIMA is one company that's leading the charge with 24 million customers, and Mathilda Ström is its Deputy Chief Executive and Head of Business Development. Good morning, Mathilda.
Morning.
Is it BIME?
BIMA.
BIMA. I was going to say, as I was saying that, I thought it's maybe BIMA.
It means insurance in Swahili and in Urdu, Hindi, a number of languages.
What, in all those languages?
Yes. We think it comes from Sanskrit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good name for a company. We get through a lot of acronyms and abbreviations on this show, so
No
it's another one to add to the list. Let's take it back to basics, though, because I'm interested in how this works. And we talked about it being sold via mobile phones. Yes. And we know that a lot of banking, finance in places, including Africa, are done on mobile phones. And that's the key thing here. That's what makes you different.
That's right. So if we take it back to what the average customer looks like, so they live under $10 a day, they don't have a bank account, but 80% of them are carrying around a phone. And that phone doesn't have to be a smartphone, but they can still then register for an insurance policy and pay for it. And the way they can register is by answering 5 simple questions, no paperwork, no health checks, and then they have an insurance policy. And then they can pay for it using their pay-as-you-go credit. So by deducting about 2 cents a day, we're able to allow them to get access to insurance.
And just talk me through how that works on a practical level, because for me to take out any sort of insurance here in the UK, I've got to sign paperwork, I've got to make so many declarations. As you said, I might have to go for a medical. You've cut all of that out. How does that work?
That's right. So, I mean, at the starting point, only 2% of people in all of our markets have insurance today. That means 98% of people are not insured. So what we do is we enable there to be one price for the mass market. I think here in the UK, you've got multiple price levels depending on all of your different risk rates. We choose one risk rate for all of the 98% of the people, and thereby sort of hedge our risk across the mass market.
How do you make this financially viable? Because they're not paying much for the insurance you're providing, and yet I'm assuming that they're fairly high-risk customers to take on board, especially when you haven't done a health check. You know, they're living in Africa or in emerging markets where they may well have accidents. They could get very unwell or have something catastrophically go wrong. I mean, I assume it's quite high risk from your point of view.
You could say it's high risk. I would say the key thing for making it successful is, number one, is scale, and technology, mobile technology helps you to do that. So it eliminates all of the costs and adds efficiency into the process of allowing more people to register. On the risk side, when it comes to insurance, what we're doing is paying out, as you said earlier, about $1,000 in claims payouts, and that can have a salary of about 2 years, 3 years for somebody, but really for us, that's a sort of slightly lower risk. Yeah.
Let's talk about where this comes in useful, because everyone can see the value of insurance for your goods, your property, and then we get into life insurance and things like livelihood and farming and that sort of stuff. And the really interesting element here is that is the livelihood for many people in parts of Africa.
That's right.
How does that work? Why is that so important for their future?
So if we take an example of a woman who was paid a claim in Pakistan last year, her husband passed away in a tragic drive-by shooting in Islamabad, and she had 4 children, and he was the only breadwinner. He was the only one earning money for the family. She was paid out $3,000, which effectively allowed her to send her eldest son to graduate school, and then allowed for at least 2 years of sort of salary replacement that her husband would have been able to pay.
And if she hasn't got a bank account, how do you get the money to her?
We get the money to her by sending it over what's called mobile money, which is effectively a mobile bank account. And we can send that straight to her.
So it's all sitting on her phone,
That's right.
that money?
Yes.
Very interesting.
It's so interesting, yeah. Best of luck with that project. It's really fascinating. Mathilda, thank you for coming in and talking us through that. Mathilda Ström there, the Deputy Chief Executive of BIMA. We got that right.
That's right.
Nice to see you. Thank you.